So you're probably thinking to yourself, why Backstreet Boys? Why did I see that in my feed? Why is Martina, of all artists, doing Backstreet Boys? I thought she was into like emo music and folk and punk and hardcore and things like that. Well, I wanted to take you all on the journey with me and to show you the music I've been listening to since I can remember. And Backstreet Boys are the earliest I can remember. They were the first CD tape even that was in my little grubby hands, and I just swooned over them and loved that they were a thing and that I was a girl experiencing a boy band, and AJ was the coolest, cutest member of the band, and here I am. You may also be asking yourself, is this going to be serious? Heck yes it is. I'm going to seriously review this album, this Millennium album by Backstreet Boys. Why? Because I owe it to them. They were part of my musical journey. I need to tell them how it actually made me feel and how I actually think about it today. So yeah, there's going to be puns, but there's going to be a lot more too, so get ready. Let's get into this review. Track 1. Larger Than Life. So this album's called Millennium, and this song is a perfect statement that backs up the whole idea of the turn of the century, because it just has this bow, 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 very robotic turn of the century. They're like, dude, it's 2000, it's not 1999 anymore, we're a whole new people, we're just excited about technology and the sounds of robots in our music, and it's awesome. I actually do like it. It is good. And the song is just super freaking catchy. Now there is some guitar in the song. I kind of was debating for a little while if I thought it was a little cheesy, but it's actually really subtle and tasteful, and I like that as a guitar player. I really like the breakdown that kind of happens towards the end of the song. There's a lot of build up in it, but then it just goes back into repeating everything. I wish it would have like built up more and just had this like boom like moment like that you hear in like all the great pop songs of today. And what I really like about this song is that there's a lot more substance in the lyrics to the song than there is on any other song in this album, or generally songs like pop songs that came out during that time. Everything's about love and being in love and breaking up, and which is a nice theme to cover, but it's very overdone for sure in the pop world. And you know, I'm just amazed because the way that I love this song affects my reality is just in a really deep way, and I love it. Track 2. I'll tell you why. Tell me why. I want it that way. So the song starts on an acoustic guitar, which is an immediately nice, good change from like a club banger tune. And I love the acoustic guitar, and it's really well done again. And just the moment that that guitar hits in, you're like, this is the deep hit of this album. This is like the soaring hit of the album that everyone's gonna love, that I loved, and I still do like. It has a really solid R&B chorus, and that's, you really start to see Backstreet Boys as like kind of more of like an R&B boy band. They're not just your typical pop boy band, you know? They're different and they're cool. And you know, one thing I noticed in this song, because you had Nick, you had Brian, you had Kevin, you had AJ, my personal favorite, and then you had Howie. And I feel like I never really heard much about Howie. He seemed kind of like the guy in the background and like not really many people talked a whole lot about, but he actually like has a distinct part in the song. And he has got a voice, dude. Like, I never paid attention. I never noticed. And it's like, why did I not notice? I didn't know that Howie was a great singer. Why was I so focused on AJ and my pheromones and everything else? I missed out on a good voice. Track 3. Show me the meaning of being lonely. So, this song, Backstreet Boys, I want you to show me the meaning of it, because it sounds a lot like the last song we just heard, I Want It That Way. It could literally be the same song. I think it's even in the same key. It has about the same rhythm. It could be the same song. It's just like a broken down, slower version of the song, which is a clever thing to do, but I think I wanted a little more. But one thing it does have is it has a nice, subtle guitar solo in it, and it's done really well. It's not obnoxious, like, you know, like you just hear really loud guitar. It's very subtle in the background, which I can dig. Track 4. It's Gonna Be You. I don't have a lot to say about the song. It's definitely like a club song, but it's like a less aggressive version of I'm sorry to say it, but In Sync. Track 5. I need you to know that the song is a big jump from a club song to a piano song, but I still like it. Yeah, so this song almost kind of has like a closer feel to me, like it could be a closer to an album, but I don't think it would have been fitting for this album. But it kind of, it's just so slow, you know, and it's such a dramatic shift from the club vibe, but it is really good. It's a very solid vocal performance. Nick definitely leads most of it. I would prefer to hear more of the full band, but he has this very nice voice. And it almost has like a Michael Jackson, We Are the World kind of vibe to it, which is really cool, which is what sets Backstreet Boys so apart from all the other boys. Track 6. This is debatably one of my favorite songs on the album. It is so catchy. It has lots of rhythmic embellishments in it, which is super awesome. And it's to me, it comes off very honest, sincere, and even mature. I mean, it drops the word sexuality, which is a pretty big deal. I mean, a lot of pop artists, especially younger pop artists that were appealing more to a younger crowd, me at that age, that's a pretty big word to drop on people. Usually it's, you know, just kind of like cheesy pop lyrics that don't have as deep or mature of a meaning, but they drop sexuality, and that's like a big deal, man. And yeah, that song has that bum 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 vibe to it that Larger Than Life has, but it's like, we're R&B band, we're deep, and we don't want you back, girl. Track 7. Okay, so at this point we're on the song called Don't Wanna Lose You Now, and I know we can win this a little better, Backstreet Boys, because I'm not ready for a slow song another slow song at the point of this album. I feel like this album is chock full of slow songs and like clubby hit songs. It could almost be a double album, and I would have loved to have received it as a double album, because it's like, we're really soft and sentimental, but we're like awesome and bangy, and like let's just put that together and release that as 2 albums full of love to all the young girls out there like you, Martina. And that's really all I have to say about this track. Track 8. So this song is one song that is really subtle and catchy on the album, and it has really catchy electric guitar parts, and I like that. Track 9. Back to the Heart. I think with this song we've got back to the heart, Backstreet Boys. I'm not upset that you just got so sappy on me. You're getting back to what you're best at. And that's why this is also one of my favorite songs on the album. Has a great vocal performance because they're great vocalists. They're like an R&B band, and they remind me of Backstreet, which makes me wonder, is that where Backstreet kind of ripped their name off? You know, I tried to do a little bit of research, not a ton, so leave in the comments, let me know what you find out and if that's true. But I think it's well done enough to the point where I would say it has the subtlety of like a Michael Jackson song with tension in it that kind of just builds on itself. And I don't know if I would say it ever like gets completely released, but it's like there, and it's good, and it feels right. It feels like we're back to the heart again. Track 10. Okay, this song is called Spanish Eyes, and I have to admit, I don't really get the point of this song. It's a nice, beautifully done acoustic guitar song. You know, it's sappy, it's what's kind of expected of the boy band realm, but I don't really get why the eyes have to be Spanish. You know, I'm cool if one of the members was dating a Spanish person, that's totally cool, but I don't know, I guess I don't totally get like why it's like your Spanish eyes. I mean, I guess if you enjoy her Spanish culture, but eyes aren't really Spanish. They aren't really American. They aren't really Dutch. They're eyes, and they're beautiful. So you should just appreciate her as a woman and as a human being, and appreciate maybe her culture and stuff too, but I don't think you should equate her culture with her body. That doesn't make sense to me. So I don't quite get this song that much, Backstreet Boys. Sorry. Track 11. No One Else Comes Close. This song is the real R&B song of the album. I don't think any of the other songs come close to being the R&B song of this album, the true one. So there's even an R&B key change in it, which is like the coolest thing. Not a whole lot of boy bands can do that very well and successfully. And it's chock full of awesome harmonies, so what more can I say? Dang. I love it. Track 12, the end. The Perfect Fan. The song is really pretty. It's a song saying, hey mom, you're my perfect fan. It's sweet. It catches all the girls' hearts. Like, oh, he loves his mom. The song is really pretty. It starts out with a nice oboe, which is really cool. I like the orchestral vibe to it, which is, again, not something a lot of boy bands do. A lot of it is very pop oriented, and they add a lot of unique elements in it, which is awesome. It even has kind of a gospel vibe. You know, they drop the God bomb on the world in a gospel way, and they do it really well. I think this song really shows what they're capable of as a band, and it really showcases all of their talents. So awesome. And I think this song is a decent closer for a double album. It's an okay closer for this album, but again, I think they could have just done a double album. They could have either released it together or within months of each other, and I think it would have been just fine. But that's just my opinion. And Backstreet Boys, I just need you to know that you always were the perfect band. Thank you for starting my musical journey. Thank you.